We're loading in. There we go. So, grids, how are they looking at? Might have to unpause and pause all the streams real quick. Sabino first, Amaraal second,
Oh,
Tom
Akatoyaa in
fifth.
last.
Ego and Akatoyaa are gonna have to push through the whole pack as well as Yuki.
If you keep an eye at the front of the field, I'll hop on board with Akatoyaa for this race start. We'll see how he does. That S2000, I believe, does have a good launch, though.
Amaraal's stream is pretty far behind. He's got a massive delay. Off to the start.
There we go, everyone getting away.
Well, the clean start by the looks of it. No severe issues as we take turn 1 and head into the unghosting turn.
Yeah, we'll see how everyone handles the death curve for the first time. People who haven't practiced, feeling a little bit uncomfortable. They may go too far to the inside. Let's watch the ghosted cars. Does anyone fly out? Yes! That is Milopon. Milopon is the first one to be claimed by the Shadow Realm. The curb tells him no, and he heads down to last position. Up the hill and down around the hairpin. Looks like everyone's filtering through nicely. We got a bit of a battle up at front between Amaraal and ICEBAN, the Battle of Brazil.
You also have a battle with Tom, Shinoa, and Ego right behind as well by the looks of it. Amaraal hitting the poles. Not enough speed from Shinoa or Tom to make it past. Amaraal hitting the wall, so that's going to slow him down still even further. Shinoa trying to hold the position. He does. Shinoa makes the pass on Amaraal, so now it's on Tom to also try to make it past Amaraal. Amaraal is lagging a lot on Tom's POV. That might affect him quite a bit on these turns on the hairpins. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much with some random slowdowns.
It might be Tom's internet, because I'm watching on Akatoyaa right now and no one seems to be lagging for him at the very least.
For Tom, it's just Amaraal that's lagging. I'm not sure what's going on. For me as well, Amaraal's stream is very far behind. I'm not sure if that's on Tom, me, or Amaraal. Let's see what happens there.
And there's they come in, Amaraal looking for the
side by side
inside.
with Amaraal. Amaraal takes the inside, so Amaraal takes the position over Shinoa. Tom now behind Shinoa. Shinoa hitting all the fences, but
something I've
Tom
noticed right here, Akatoyaa is taking very conservative lines compared to what we were seeing in the other lobby. He's not going anywhere near the curbs. Oh, Tom getting loose a load of speed, but Akatoyaa saves him.
Tom lost a lot of speed, letting Ego through. Tom gonna have to make up some ground. Now Akatoyaa right behind Tom. See how this plays out.
It looks like Tom is hot on the heels right now of Ego. There's a big pack of cars from Amaraal back to Akatoyaa. Everyone extremely close right there. And Ayame is not too far behind. So still all to play for right here. Everyone needs to just make sure that they don't mess up the curves. They don't go too far to the inside. They don't clip the fences.
Amaraal's stream almost lengthening. I'm not sure what's going on, but I was gonna not look at his POV for now, I guess.
Just avert your eyes and it's like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, pretty much. Sabino and ICEBAN neck and neck.
Oh, Akatoyaa with a run on Tom. He's going to look down the inside.
Tom holds it. If we go over to Sabino and ICEBAN though, side by side through turn 1, Sabino looking to take the outside while ICEBAN holds the inside, getting... Oh, but the bumper tap kills Sabino's momentum. Oh, something happened with Shinoa. Hit dead stops onto the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. Now all the way down to 8. Something happened where complete dead stop. I think something flung into him or something. Now Sabino falling a bit behind second. Well, with Amaraal right behind him.
Yeah, we're going to hop on board with Ego. Ego should have a view of the lead while also being attacked from behind by Tom and Akatoyaa. Still extremely close, much closer than it was in the last lobby right here. All of these drivers managing to maintain a pretty good pace, but no one's really dipping down the 58s. Everyone's sort of hovering around that minute mark.
ICEBAN making a huge mistake, slowing them down a lot. Sabino looking to make a move on the inside, doesn't make it.
Oh, Amaraal makes a dive bomb. He clips the inside. He's losing positions right there. He gets and slots in behind Tom.
All the way down to 5th. Or 6th, rather. Tom making another mistake. Akatoyaa on his left now. But Amaraal having the better speed.
On Tom's stream. There we go. On board with Tom right now. Not the best quality, but that's fine. Heading up the hill, looking to make a move on Ego. Ego goes defensive. But Tom goes for the switchback. Lovely move right there. Ego getting unsettled. He has the inside line right now. Oh, but he's understeering. Ego could fight this back. No, he's not able to do that. No. And there we go. Tom is up into third position.
Oh, Tom almost hitting that wall, man. People playing that line very close.
Yeah, no fear right there from Tom, but unlike his predecessors, he does not die. Shadow Realm has not claimed him on this day.
Not yet, at least. That was a good good view for both the Nuts liveries, if I can shout them out myself.
Who has the best POV right now?
There's not a lot of good battles. I guess Yuki chasing Akatoyaa right now is the closest.
I think though the egoism is actually in a bit of a battle right here by Amaraal. I think Amaraal looking very racy, making a mistake and already catching up onto the back of Ego. Still, only 4 seconds separates first to 7th position. Those top 7 really going with each other. No one really able to build that gap.
ICEBAN is just pulling away from Sabino now.
ICEBAN with an excellent performance right here in race 1. Starts pretty far up towards the front of the grid, but he does actually manage to convert it. Keeping that position, managing to accelerate away, trying to break that sort of prop DRS that does exist on the track, where if you are within 0.5 of a second, you can sort of take advantage of them hitting the props in front of you and just go through them.
So Shinoa and Milopon right now are fighting for that 8th spot. Pretty close to each other. Milopon trying to make some moves, but hasn't been able to make anything stick. Milopon gonna try to take the inside on the staircase turn. He does have the better speed by quite a lot. So he does make the pass. Yeah, he's gonna hold it. So that's gonna be uncontested. Milopon up to 8th now. Oh, as I say that, he hits a lot of poles, slows down, and Shinoa makes the move back up to 8th.
Hitting him with the caster curse right there.
Oh, right there, yeah. Every time.
Have a look at Akatoyaa. Akatoyaa lapping a 59.9, so he is there with the pace. He's right behind Amaraal. Amaraal, I believe, faster than Egoism, and Akatoyaa faster than Amaraal at this point in time. So, oh, but Akatoyaa goes very wide, as so does Amaraal hitting the wall.
Tom making a move on Sabino now, neck and neck through turn 3 or 4, I believe. Sabino holding that spot. Tom still eager to try to make something happen here.
Tom here making the comeback. Had a little bit of a shaky start, but he managed to get some really good laps in. But oh, that prop was very unfortunate there, taking very inside line, and that's going to cost him a lot of speed.
Tom had no fear once again through that wall turn, though, if I point that out. Going full speed, almost a centimeter away from that wall.
Yeah, really unlucky there from Tom. Normally that prop does fall to the side, but for some reason it did just drop down straight in the middle like a big pile, and his car is the lightest of the bunch. That is the danger of this 240. It is the most affected by props and curbs of any of the cars, apart from maybe the CRX. So if you touch anything, it's going to be really painful compared to the M3s, the MR2s, and of course that big boy Porsche.
Well, Tom was able to catch up to Sabino within a couple of laps, so with 3 laps to go, I think he'll have enough time to make it back up to Sabino and maybe make a pass.
Yeah, it looks like ICEBAN has this race in hand, but Sabino struggling a little bit, losing a bit of pace to Tom, and Tom really on a mission right now, wants to be able to make this move. Sabino losing the back end, that's going to cost him some time coming into this braking zone. Tom very late on the brakes, nicely, and Sabino touches the inside wall.
Sabino takes the wall, sending him wide, so that's going to allow Tom to sneak through. Will he make it a stick for this turn? Sabino right behind them, so yeah, Tom will have the turn.
Yeah, lovely little move from Tom. He made a mistake, but he managed to push really hard on the lap after his mistake, and that put him into contention so that when Sabino made his own mistake, he managed to convert that into a very good performance.
And it looks like Shinoa ended stream and left the lobby, so I'm not sure if that was a leave or a disconnect, but he is out of the race.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. That's not where you wanted to be. As we look at the gaps, it looks like the gaps have opened up a little bit right here. Ego has managed to pull away slightly, and Amaraal had fallen back really far in 7th position at the moment.
Tom is trying to do his best in chasing down ICEBAN.
Tom made a big mistake right there in the first corner right there. Sabino could look down the inside.
Sabino trying to look for the dive. He goes for it. Overshoots, but hits the front quarter of Tom, slowing his speed, so not going to have the better exit. Still side by side for the death turn. Tom going a little bit wide, but still holds it. Loses momentum. Sabino going to have second again, so now he has a lap and a half to make a move.
Very intense battling between these two drivers. Sabino trying to hold off Tom with more pace, possibly the fastest man on track on 1 lap pace. But where's Tom gone? Okay, never mind. He just didn't see him in his rear view. He must have gone very wide. I thought he missed a checkpoint right there. I was really scared for Tom, but it looks like it's all fine.
That would not have been good news for Tom, because I believe that would knock him way back down to either 5th or 6th.
Oh, Sabino makes a little bit of mistake, but so does Tom.
A gap has been placed now, though. So Tom has to make very big moves here happen on this last lap, or Sabino has to make a mistake.
Akatoyaa is actually really close to the back of Ego. He could look for a dive bomb. But this S2000, it really is just a handling car. It doesn't have the straight line speed.
Has no speed, just lets Ego fly, keep going. Tom on Sabino's bumper, looking to make the move on these last couple of turns. Sabino gonna defend the inside.
Oh, and he goes down the inside.
Tom makes the cut for the inside, so now they're neck and neck for the last 3 turns. Tom.
But he gets forced to the inside.
Tom
Sabino
hits the wall. Oh no! But now Ego and Akatoyaa are gonna pass him with the wall hit. Just absolute catastrophe.
Right and Ego spins out on the last corner.
Massive mistake from Ego. Oh my goodness. So Tom saved by Ego's catastrophe right there. Ego all the way down to 8th. So Tom got spun out completely, missed the checkpoint or something. Went far wide.
What happened to Ego?
I'll try to clip that. Oh, that is just unfortunate. It's always the last turns in the last lap. Like both races so far have had something happen in the last lap.
They really just went for it. They had no fear, and it went badly for both of them.
He completely... Okay, hold on. I'll clip that for you. 1 sec.
There's definitely a possibility of race control going to be involved in that race right there.
I would not be surprised at all. Here is
so yeah, keep that in mind when you see the results at the end of the day. If you are a driver who looks like he's just outside of the cutoff point and someone has possibly wronged you, it's possible that that person may get a penalty in that race.
Sent you the clip. Want to watch it?
I'm not on race control. I don't have a say, but I'm just saying that looked pretty. Yeah.
Watch the clip, Grumpy. Sent you it.
Aha. Let's see what happened to Ego.
Very, very unfortunate.
Okay, so here he goes, coming through the last corner. Oh no!
Yeah, extremely unfortunate.
Oh, Ego! Oh, he got. That's what happened to Tofu Boy in the rally tournament. He went through a gate and the prop just decided to kill him.
Absolutely unfortunate. All right, I got the finishing positions if you want to do the chart.
Yes, let us put in the points while they reform the lobby and get ready for the next one.
Everyone's in from the looks of it.
Ego is in. There we go. Nice, nice. Let's have a look at what the grid is. Looks like Sabino seems to be in the middle of the pack. No, Sabino's starting on pole position. Amaraal in second.
Tom at the bottom though. Tom and Ego.
Tom and Ego. That's so unlucky. You gotta feel bad for them. Oh my god, so many fair ladies in this lobby now. Looks like some people switched.
I'm not sure. Let me take a look. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fair ladies last round.
Right, let's hop on board with the Tom POV. We want to see Tom get some nice juicy points in this one.
Off to a clean start through T1, very clean. Shinoa going far wide. He missed the turn by a lot. Ego sliding through as well.
Ego with a very different line to Tom, but actually seems to work out. He catches up with Shinoa over the curb right here.
Ghosting. Shinoa hits the wall.
Yeah, switching cars. He did switch cars in between race, actually, Vino. We were talking about that earlier. He does decide to go for a different car pick, and
you're right.
Looks like he wasn't entirely comfortable with that.
He was in the Integra. You are right. So Yuki side by side with Ego, trying to make something happen here in the pack of 4. Tom looking for the outside of Yuki. Does manage to make it happen, so now Tom is through, but gets slowed down by the fences, allowing Yuki to make the outside move. Ego and Akatoyaa, and I think that's ICEBAN, all three wide going into turn 2. Going to be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah, Ego with the inside line should have the most advantageous.
Oh, but who hit the wall? Tom hit the wall? Oh, but
Tom hit the wall right there, and that disadvantages CJ Ayame. They're still 3 wide going into the death corner. Akatoyaa backs out right there, and oh! Someone loses the back end back up. That's Ego.
Ego with a little bit of a slide, but still survives. So that's going to be a line of 3 going into... Oh, but Milo, out of nowhere? On the back pack, just T-boned Akatoyaa and a couple others. Yuki missing the turn. Shinoa and Milo are now through, so now Yuki is down to 9, having to fight his way back up. Ego makes a move on Tom.
A couple people mentioning that the Fair Lady is fast, and that is right, but it is also the lightest car, as you see. When you do go through these props, that is the risk that you're taking by picking this car.
Yuki and Shinoa just absolutely desynced and murdered Yuki right there. He hit the wall, dead stopped Yuki, had to relaunch the car pretty much. Shinoa seems to be waiting for Yuki because he knows that he did something to him. So Yuki gonna have the spot at 8th. That was just an unfortunate happening. So now Yuki's gonna have to fight up a long way up into at least 6th. Let's see if he can make that happen.
Yeah, Ayame having an issue right here in this race. Unfortunately, getting desynced right there does tend to happen these days. You really just gotta grit your teeth and try and pull back after something like that happens. Hopefully, you can get yourself back up into those higher positions once again.
Now Akatoyaa and Ego are fighting it out, almost side by side through that turn, but Akatoyaa backed off. Akatoyaa gonna try to take the inside, hits the rear bumper of Ego, has to back off through the next chicane to turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Tom actually in a battle with ICEBAN, so we're going to hop over on board with him right now.
Yeah, right now Sabino is cruising up in first with almost a 2-second lead.
Yeah,
Not
he
too
is chilling.
worried about people behind him.
Gets that pole position, and he's sort of like, yep, this is fine. I'm chilling. ICEBAN right now seems to have less top-end speed than Tom. Tom able to carry speed much more through these corners. But ICEBAN managing to hold that position.
Narrowly getting that checkpoint.
They go as they run through this section right now. ICEBAN sliding a little bit. Both of those guys tapping the wall on the outside. Maybe getting a little bit of momentum by doing a bit of a wall ride there. Who knows?
Right on his bumper now. Wants to try to make a move happen soon, I would imagine. Amaraal up ahead.
Yeah, Amaraal seems to have a little bit less pace than these two guys as they come through the field.
ICEBAN going wide. It's going to slow it down quite a bit. Tom going to make it through. So Tom will now have the inside on the next turn. So that's kind of a massive move right there. Oh, but makes it wide. So missed the breaking point, I would imagine. So now ICEBAN wasn't able to get the switch back. So Tom's going to hold that position.
Yeah, Tom making a nice little move right there on ICEBAN, getting that position, and actually, it looks like Sabino made a big mistake on this lap, so Amaraal is fighting for the win. Meanwhile, Tom is catching them up, all of those three guys within 1 second of each other.
Sabino going through the fence is slowing him down, so Amaraal will have the inside for the next turn, if that's going to be better. I'm not sure. No, it's not, so Sabino's going to have the better exit, holding first position. Tom right behind them, though, and ICEBAN as well, right? A line of four right there, very close.
Oh, Amaraal loses the back end of his car, slides into Tom right there. He's forcing him out to the outside. Tom has to concede that. He does touch the curb, but he doesn't accelerate on the curb, so it doesn't bounce him. Just need that little bit of a lift.
Doesn't send him flying, so still all tightly packed together. Tom looking for the inside. On quarter to quarter, but not enough to pass. Give him a slight tap to the bumper, sending him a bit wide, but still surviving.
Oh, Sabino goes very wide, almost going through the fences. That was risky right there. We've seen people dead stop by doing that. Playing with fire.
Indeed. Sabino taking the risky line. Amaraal trying to dive through the inside, but losing a lot of speed while in the process. So Tom, again, very close to Amaraal. Milopon has left the lobby by it looks of it.
Tom looking for the outside. Doesn't manage. Oh, Amaraal losing the back end once again. Same thing as last lap.
Yep. So again, safe through the bump turn.
And meanwhile, Akatoyaa and Ego have actually been closing the gap right here. Oh, and Tom absolutely clutches into the bins, drives straight into them right there.
That is unfortunate to see. Not what you want to see right now from Tom. All the way down to 5th. That puts Ego kind of close to him, trying to catch up and close that gap. So now Tom has to pass Akatoyaa and fight his way back up. Didn't slow down that much from the props. Akatoyaa going a little bit wide to the left, losing the speed. Tom looking for the outside line, hitting the wall, not letting it pass, killing his momentum.
Yeah, and this is big for Akatoyaa. He wanted to get a higher position right here just to secure himself up in the top 6.
He did indeed, and it looks by the looks of it, the battle with Akatoyaa and Tom right now is slowing them down enough where Ego is actually gaining ground. So Ego might be able to catch up.
Tom with a really nice line. He's going to have momentum.
Tom will have the inside, I believe, for this turn. No, he slides a bit wide, so now he looks for the outside, hits the bin, slows him down just enough. I think someone just missed a checkpoint or something. Yeah, Amaraal just missed a checkpoint. Amaraal missed a checkpoint.
Yeah, Amaraal really unlucky there, misses a checkpoint. That puts him down in 6th position right there. Akatoyaa going through the fences.
Ego sliding in to the right of these two drivers. So now Ego and Akatoyaa side by side for the next turn.
Big contact right there. Ego just slamming into the side of Akatoya's car. Luckily doesn't send Akatoyaa too far. As Tom looks for a switchback move. Lovely move right there.
Very nice move. So Tom's going to have the better speed and the inside line here. Late brakes. Taps the bumper of Akatoyaa.
Looks like Ego and Tom
side by
running
side
a very similar tune right there. Akatoyaa just eating those little signs on the outside does cost you 1 mile per hour of speed, does slow you down a little bit. Tom this time not going into those bins, learnt his mistake this time. Oh, and he looks round. That's
Oh,
going to switch round to the outside, but if he can hang it, he will have the inside line. But we've seen people get squeezed. Akatoyaa goes
very
into
nice
the
move.
turn a little bit too fast.
Oh, Akatoyaa had to slide a bit to not hit that wall. By the looks of it. Akatoyaa getting slowed down a lot by that broken pole. Good God. And then now Tom with the outside line will maybe have the better exit speed for the turn.
He carries
Yes,
his
he
speed nicely, but
does.
Akatoya's still there. He could switch to the inside.
Amaraal. Amaraal left. Amaraal disconnected or something happened. Not sure what happened there. Maybe that's why he missed the checkpoint.
Amaraal getting disconnected from the lobby. Unlucky for him right there.
That is very unlucky and unfortunate to see. Tom through the death turn manages to hold it even over the bump. So now Tom up to third, trying to hold off Akatoyaa and Ego for these last 2 laps.
Yeah, only 2 laps to go after they cross the finish line on this one.
Tom a
Getting
little bit
very
wide.
close. That was
Very
dangerous for
wide.
him. In the meantime,
Very, very
ICEBAN and
dangerous.
Sabino are running nose to tail up in front. Don't have a POV on ICEBAN, but if
Sabino, you can see it from Sabino's. ICEBAN wants to take the inside on the first turn to try to get that position, but he doesn't.
both of those guys, we see the Porsche, better traction, better handling, but slightly worse top speed as we see that 240 start to come back. But remember, the Porsche is heavier. If they both go through the same prop, the Porsche will maintain much more speed.
So this fight up ahead between Sabino and ICEBAN is allowing Tom to gain quite a lot of ground here, but I'm not sure it's going to be close enough in these last lap and a half.
You
Tom
see
is almost
ICEBAN
at their
throw it down
bumpers right now.
the outside. Is going to have the slower line here. He is going to get some understeer, but it doesn't look like Sabino can get the switchback line right there. But that does slow them both down, and Tom is now right up in contention for the lead.
Tom is right up with them now. So now, oh, but no, never mind. Oh, clean.
Tom puts in a very fast lap right there, 59.5. ICEBAN trying to defend a clean sweep. That would be the first of these heats so far.
Sabino looking for the inside, but tap ICEBAN's bumper, almost sending him into the fences. Again, slowing them both down. Tom is almost up to Sabino's bumper, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to make anything happen here in the half lap that we have to go.
Yeah, only half a lap left, but we do know that that Porsche is quite strong in the final section of the track where the handling is important and where the props can slow you down. So Sabino may be able to make a move going into the last couple corners. ICEBAN leads, followed by Sabino, then Top. Then following
Sabino going
behind
wide,
Akatoyaa.
slowing
Sabino
down.
goes really wide.
Something happened. Sabino slowed down for no reason or something. I saw him hit the brakes with the light. I'm not sure what that was about, but Tom up into second.
And Ego and Akatoyaa are right
Ego and
next to each
Akatoyaa.
other.
Yeah, but it looks like Akatoyaa hits the wall, so slows him down, and Egoism finishes 4th. That was a good
nice
race.
job right there. Good race from all those drivers. So from that, it looks like we will see ICEBAN, Tom, Sabino, Ego, Akatoyaa, and then one of Amaraal and Ayame go through, I think. Although I think that Amaral's DCing would definitely mean that he's at a disadvantage with the amount of points that he's got. Do we have the points?
Yeah, my bad. Hold on. I was just telling the other guys to start the convoy. You ready?
Yep.
ICEBAN first.
Clean sweep.
Tom second. Sabino third. Ego fourth. Akatoyaa fifth. Yuki sixth. Shinoa seventh. Amaraal eighth. Well, I mean, I guess Amaraal is a DC. Yeah, Amaraal and Milopon were both zeros.
Yeah,
both
unfortunately, Amaraal did DC right there.
So I believe Convoy 3 is set, except we're missing Fire Blasters. So you let me know whenever we want to start.
Yeah, but ICEBAN right now, number 1 seeded driver in the tournament at the moment.
Yeah, that was some clean racing and clean fights between ICEBAN and the top three. ICEBAN, Sabino, Tom, and I forget who he was fighting the first round, but very, very good and very clean races.